Hello and welcome back to our Read Aloud. We're reading The Science Fair is Freaky, which is part of the Eerie Elementary series. I'm Miss Becky. I work at the Pauline Robinson branch of Denver Public Library, and I wanted to tell you about some of the other books in the series. So the first book in the Eerie Elementary series is called The School is Alive. The second book is called The Locker Ate Lucy. And the third book is called Recess is a Jungle. So far in this book, other days that we were reading, we read that the children are going to be in the science fair. They all have to come up with an experiment. But they find out that the last time there was a science fair at their school, something went wrong, but they don't know what it was. They find a book which seems to be haunted, and they each choose a science experiment from that book. So Sam is going to do a baking soda volcano, Antonio is going to do a science experiment about the weather, and Lucy is going to do hers on disappearing ink. We're going to start today with chapter 8. The science fair begins. For a full week, the friends worked on their projects. Lucy was soon a master in writing with homemade invisible ink. Antonio knew everything there was to know about heat, frost, and snow. But Sam's project never worked. Every time Sam made a mistake, he wondered if maybe Orson Eerie was causing him to fail. So a different day we found out that Orson Eerie became the school. Soon it was Friday night, the evening of the science fair. The school gymnasium was packed. Tap, tap, tap. Ms. Grinker stood at the front of the gym, tapping on the microphone. She called for attention, then thanked the parents, students, and teachers for coming. "Welcome to the science fair," she said. "I'll be walking around to judge the projects." While Ms. Grinker spoke, parents and teachers walked the maze of tables. Sam and his friends stood by their projects. Sam looked over at Lucy and Antonio. Like Sam, they were nervously waiting for something to happen. So here's all the projects at the science fair. Sam saw his mom walking toward him. That made him feel just a bit better. But then he saw what was in her hand. What do you think it is? It was the book. Strange science experiments to dazzle and amaze. Suddenly, Sam felt hot and lightheaded. He began to sweat. "Sam, I thought you might need this," his mom said as she handed him the book. Sam took it with trembling hands. Sam said. He couldn't form any words. "Are you okay?" his mom asked. Sam nodded. Yeah, Mom, I'm fine." Sam's mom smiled and rustled his hair. "That's some volcano," she said as she turned to leave. "Looks ready to blow." Sam tried to smile, but his heart was pounding. His mom had brought the book to the school. That was the worst thing possible. Orson Eerie would know it was here. He would sense it. Sam quickly jammed the book inside his backpack. He zipped his bag shut tight. But just as he did, it began to shake. "Oh no," Sam thought. "Lucy, what do we have here?" Miss Grinker asked as she stood over Lucy's project. Sam looked up. Lucy dipped a Q-tip into a bowl of lemon juice and wrote on a piece of paper. The juice dried and the message became invisible. While Lucy was performing her science experiment, Sam's backpack banged against the table leg. The book was trying to escape. Sam coughed to cover the sound. "Now watch," Lucy said to Ms. Grinker. "When I heat the paper with this flashlight, you will be able to read what I wrote. See?" Ms. Grinker chuckled. "You earn a ribbon," she said. The zipper on Sam's backpack began to move on its own. To Sam, the sound of the zipper was as loud as crackling thunder. "Antonio," Ms. Grinker said, "you may begin your project." Antonio started talking, but Sam could hardly pay attention. "Lucy," Sam whispered as he grabbed his backpack and zipped it up. "Cover for me." Lucy looked at Sam, confused. Where are you going? Away from here, Sam said. My mom brought the book. I shoved it into my backpack, but the book is coming to life. Orson must be calling it. We have to get it out of here, Lucy exclaimed. But before Sam could respond, he saw Ms. Grinker standing in front of him, staring at him. Going somewhere, Mr. Graves? She asked. So there's Ms. Grinker. She doesn't look very happy. Sam stuttered. I was just about to present your project, I hope, Ms. Grinker said. It's your turn. Sam gulped, set the backpack down on the floor, and began his experiment. How do you think his experiment's gonna go? Chapter 9, Sam's Experiment. Sam began to perform his project. The first step was pouring dish soap into the volcano. Sam reached for the dish soap bottle, but somehow the top popped off and soap burst out. Ms. Grinker frowned. I didn't even touch it, Sam thought. Zip! Sam looked down at his backpack. It was opening again. Oh no, Sam realized. Orson is messing up my project to distract me. That way he can take back the book without me being able to stop him. Sam stomped on his backpack. His sneaker pressed the zipper against the gym floor. Antonio rushed to wipe up the dish soap. There you go, buddy, he said. Sam smiled weakly and again reached for the soap. It nearly erupted a second time, but Sam quickly placed his hand over the top of the bottle. Then he poured some soap into the volcano. Phew! Next was the baking soda and the orange food coloring. As Sam reached for the baking soda, it toppled over on its own. Sam hadn't even touched it. This time, Lucy stepped over to help clean up the mess. Lucy, Ms. Grinker said, please let Sam finish his project himself. Lucy slunk back to her own table. Sam pressed his foot harder against the backpack zipper. It continued to try to worm its way out from beneath his sneaker. He could feel Ms. Grinker watching him. He poured the baking soda and some food coloring into the top of the volcano. Now, Sam announced, in one moment I will pour in the vinegar. This last ingredient will cause the volcano to erupt. As Sam said those words, he felt the zipper squirm out from beneath his foot. His eyes shot to the floor. The backpack was open, and it was empty. So there's Sam. There's his backpack. Chapter 10. Uh-oh. Antonio spotted Orson Eerie's mysterious book sliding across the floor. His eyes grew wide. The book was closest to Lucy. She dove behind Sam's science fair table. Sam tried to watch as Lucy grabbed hold of the book, but Ms. Grinker was telling him to hurry up and complete his project. The book tried to wrestle free from Lucy's hands, but Lucy fought back. She squeezed the book and was able to stuff it inside Sam's backpack. She zipped the backpack shut and jammed it beneath Sam's foot. She popped up from behind the table. Ms. Grinker glared at her. Sorry, Lucy said. I just thought I saw a, penny on the floor. Ms. Grinker turned back to Sam as he slowly poured the vinegar into the top of the volcano. There's Lucy. Now my volcano will erupt, Sam said. I mean, it should erupt. Sam held his breath. After a moment, the soap, baking soda, and vinegar mixture came rushing down the side. Ms. Grinker smiled. Well, that wasn't the smoothest experiment I've seen tonight, but it was successful. Nice job, Sam. You earn a ribbon. So here's Sam with his volcano. Looks like it's going well. For a brief moment, Sam felt proud. He had done it. His experiment had worked. But then he had that sinking feeling, the feeling that something bad was going to happen. An instant later, it did. Sam stumbled as he felt the backpack slip out from beneath his foot. It was escaping. All of a sudden, it was chaos at the fair. Science projects began reacting strangely. Eggs cracked. Soda bottles burst and smoke filled the air. Parents gasped. Teachers cried out. Students ran for cover. "Oh no, not again," Ms. Grinker shrieked. So here's what's happening. Looks a little bit wild in there. Ms. Grinker hurried for the exit, pulling students with her as she ran. Mr. Nikobe quickly led everyone else outside. Kaboom! A project exploded behind Sam. "Watch out," Lucy said. She grabbed Sam and Antonio and yanked them both toward the door. "Let's get out of here," Antonio yelled. Sam slid to a stop on the slippery floor. "Not without this book," he said. "Orson is doing all of this to get his book back. It must be important." "I put the book in your backpack," said Lucy. "Which was under my foot a minute ago," added Sam. Antonio looked out at the chaos. "But where is it now?" he cried. Where do you think it went? Chapter 11, The Science Fair Disaster. Water poured down like in a hurricane. Smoke from a student's battery project had caused the sprinkler system to turn on. Sam and his friends stared out at the huge room. It was madness. The lights flickered and the walls moaned. The floor rumbled and the bleachers howled. A chill ran down Sam's spine. "We have to find my backpack," Sam said. "The book is in there." He rushed over to his project. The volcano was flipped onto its side. He peeked over it. Sam smiled as he saw his backpack behind the table, but it was unzipped again. "No!" he cried, grabbing the backpack. The book was gone. "Find that book!" Sam yelled. The friends searched the room. Their eyes looked over everything, but it was hard to see. Smoke filled the air. Water dripped from the sprinklers. Experiments bubbled over. There were big popping sounds and small snapping explosions. "There!" Lucy finally exclaimed, pointing. They all saw it, and they all gasped. The book was sliding across the gym floor toward the center of the room. It was being moved by the power of Eerie Elementary. Sam charged toward the book. "Come on, guys!" As they ran, the ground began to tremble and shake. "Another earthquake!" Antonio shrieked. The large wooden floorboards began to shift. The floor started to split apart. Pipes and wires burst from below. "This is no earthquake," Sam shouted. "It's a volcano!" That's the end for today. So join me again tomorrow at noon, and we will read the end of the book. Thanks for joining me. See you later. Bye.